Alright, what is up guys? So I just finished that beginner's guide to tanking video, and it occurred to me that I kind of wanted to make a video for healing as well, because tanking and healing, they're the most complicated roles for dungeons and mutations, and there's a little bit of nuance to healing that I notice a lot of people miss. So I just wanted to do a quick video on healing as well as tanking. I might do one for DPS at this point too. We'll see. But basically, some must-haves for healing. Obviously, you have to be in light armor. I typically like to run featherweight with 2 Frigid Dawn pieces. This Life Staff, Ritual of the Hereafter. This drops out of Laz, and if it doesn't drop with, I think it's Fortifying Sacred, then you need to re-roll it to add that. And then for Void Gauntlet, just using Life Taker. And then your ring has to have Sacred on it, and that gets you your healing. And then with the specs, where's my Life Staff? So there's a couple of perks. Right now I'm running an AoE spec, and so there's a couple of perks that are important for healing output. There's Bend Light, which gives you 20% healing after you dodge. And then one of these, let's see. So, Intensify. When you hit with a heavy attack, gain a stacking 10% bonus up to 3 times. So we're talking about between this is 30%, this is 20%, that's a 50% bonus to healing. And so, you know, when I'm in a pug group and I see that someone's healing for like 1100 or 1200, I know that they're not doing this, or they don't have these 2 perks. Because with these 2, if you do get all 3 heavies in, your heal should be up around 1500 or 1600. And, you know, a lot of that's going to depend on if the person receiving the heal has Divine or whatever. I don't always get in 3 heavy attacks. I'll at least try to get in 1 heavy and a dodge if I can. You know, depending on how dangerous the pull is. Because kind of like tanking, you're protecting the DPS because they like to get one shot. For attributes, just because of the way I have my Magnify, I'm running 305 focus, 205 int, and 100 con. Sometimes, you know, I'll either run 50 con or 150 con and take that in or out of intelligence. And again, this is just for normal M3s, not speed runs. I know for speed running they run lower focus and higher int, but this is just you know, basic healing. And then so with a pull, and you'll have to bear with me and pretend that I'm not alone. But so yeah, for a basic pull, you'll have to pretend that I'm not alone. So you run in, you let the tank clump everything up, and if you can, you know, get in 1 or 2 heavies and do a dodge, and then you spam all 3 of your heals. Then you switch to Void Blade. I'm running Essence Rupture at the moment, which is this, and that's a heal over time. And then I can also swap to Scream. So sometimes I'll be using Scream. Bosses, definitely Essence Rupture. So you drop that, you drop Oblivion. And then before I pull my Void Blade out, I'll usually do a little choke to get some mana back because it's gone by this point. And then switch to Void Blade, and you help DPS, you know, the rest of the time or till your Sacred comes back up. So I'll just do a quick pull. And again, we're pretending that I'm not alone and there's a tank here. So we'll do 1 heavy, dodge, drop heals, Essence Rupture, do a little choke, Void Blade. And then just keep spamming Essence Rupture. So that's typically how I go into a pull when I'm healing. Like, like when I play a healer, it's not that I'm just a healer. I am, also doing a lot of DPS with Voidblade. But I think a big thing that people really miss is the bonuses to healing with the heavy attacks and the dodge roll. And then something else that I like to do with healing is for because I typically don't ever use single target heals. I haven't used single target heals in like 2 years because I don't do a lot. Like that's good for like OPR and wars, but not really dungeons. And so for targeted healing, I keep that turned off. And so that just kind of gives you the flexibility when you're placing your sacred to place it on the DPS. And it's also faster. You roll and you can just put it anywhere and you don't have to make sure you're on the correct target. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover for healing. Try to do your heavy attacks and your dodge to to boost your healing output. Swap to VG, Oblivion, Essence Rupture, and then DPS. Yeah, I think that's about it for healing. It's not a lot to cover, but like when you're in a mutation, there's a lot going on because while you're DPSing, you're watching health bars, you're watching your cooldowns, you're watching your mana. It's pretty fun to play. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. All right, thanks for watching.